Canoe bugs are animals that we believe may have been dispersed by the early Polynesians. The idea is that as the early Polynesians migrated from island to island across the South Pacific, that they were carrying with them cultivars, small plants in gourds that they could plant when they arrived at the next island. And there was soil within those plants. And within that soil, we believe that there were insects, invertebrates. If we are able to collect enough specimens of a given canoe bug, then we could potentially use those animals using DNA analysis to timestamp their movements across the islands, and then we could potentially overlay that with the movements of the early Polynesians. After 10 days at sea, we were about to make landfall on one of the most isolated inhabited islands on Earth. Located in the middle of the South Pacific between French Polynesia and Rapa Nui, Pitcairn Island is the only inhabited island in a remote 4-island archipelago. Home to just about 50 residents, its volcanic cliffs and forest interior are both striking and isolated. Downrope was the first of 4 sampling sites we'd visit over the next couple of days. I had a great team, including a few guest passengers who volunteered to help me collect invertebrates. The way in which we look for new species is go where the native plants exist. We found those pockets of native vegetation on these different islands, and then we sampled in those pockets of native vegetation. If you are the first one to go into a cave and collect invertebrates in a cave, and you find animals that are adapted to the cave environment, most likely you can say, yes, we probably have a new species. However, when you're sampling surface habitats, it becomes a little more difficult. We have to detail all the characters that make it unique to all the other animals in that genus. And then we have to compare and write all of that up. Take all those measurements, take all those photos of those different characters on that animal. Then we submit the paper for publication. So far, we've identified 96 species across at least 16 taxonomic groups. Of these, we have at least 2 new island records. This means they are known species confirmed on the island for the very first time. We also have at least 2 species that may be new to science: a jumping spider and a centipede. Unfortunately for both the spider and centipede, we have only 1 specimen each. It's safe to say we've barely scratched the surface there. I believe there's much more to learn and much more to discover.